Hi, this is Tony from Kepler Analytics with a look ahead to Mother's Day 2023. So what we've done is we've looked at some female-centric categories. We've looked at about 1,300 of our stores and compared them to a bunch of different ABS metrics and so on. And then we've also looked at our full KRI, our Kepler Retail Index, with a basket of about 1,800 stores. Now, looking at the ABS trends and Roy Morgan, they're forecasting some really strong retail sales of plus 22%. So that's going to be fantastic for the Mother's Day period. The US, as predicted by the NRF, is predicting about 13% up. And that's great. And you can see there's some very, very strong trends in food and cafes and so on. Specialty retail doesn't look like it's travelling quite as well. We're thinking it's about 5% down this year, 23 versus 22. And that's looking at across the 1,800 plus stores that we're looking at. Basically, the spending in categories is going to favour the special outings and the dining. Sales are going to be down. They don't have to be. So let's have a look at how we can address some of these changes. Now, this is something that we have spoken about before in prior years, is that the Mother's Day shopper tends to leave it late. In fact, in 2022, the key sales days, the Thursday, Friday and Saturday, immediately leading up to Mother's Day itself. In fact, if you include the Sunday of Mother's Day, you're talking around about 55% of sales for the 10-day campaign are actually done in the last four. So, and that share is increasing and is significantly higher than what it was in pre-pandemic levels. There are a couple of things to note. Traffic doesn't align to that. In fact, there is more traffic on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday than there are sales, and we are underutilising this traffic. So whilst shoppers are more likely to purchase in the 3 days leading up to and the day of Mother's Day itself, there are days leading up to it where there is a lot more traffic that is underutilised. Retailers need to be ready and resourced and stocked appropriately at those times and make sure we replan at those times. So that is tip to succeed number one. Number two is shopping is not even across precincts. Now, we've spoken about this quite a few times. It is not even across precincts. And you can see that CBDs have a much earlier peak. They don't really get going through the Mother's Day campaign. The CBD is not destinational for shopping. Regional centres and metro centres are, but again, we're talking about leaving it late. We're talking about the Thursday before Mother's Day and the Saturday before Mother's Day, and in regional centres, even the Friday. Outlet centres peak a lot earlier. Outlet centres peak the weekend prior. So understanding the when and the where of transactive capacity being how do you bring the store pressure, the store weight to align the customer to the purchase, service, stock, expectations, ticketing, merchandising, offers, ambience, the whole lot. How do you get that transactive capacity to align in these various centres at the right times? Targeted activations, targeted campaigns aligning to traffic spike will provide the biggest return. That's tip number two. And so what is happening with average unit price? So average unit price over the course of 23 is minus 1.8 against previous years, minus 1.8%. And this is prior to any CPI adjustments. And so this is a really, really big one because we've seen that the average unit price at Valentine's Day, which at 22 was quite a peak, some fantastic numbers through there. What we're actually seeing is that that was way off in 2023, but has rebounded. So April has provided quite a solid result. So April is up 5.4%, still not quite CPI, but again, remember that this is not CPI adjustments, and not to say that every single one of these retailers has moved in line with CPI. In fact, many have not. And so we're seeing some really sizable average unit price increases over the last 4 to 5 weeks. We're really hoping that this picks up. Some interesting stuff on the left here from the NRF about the recipients of gifts and just where they expect that spend to go. So the four key takeouts is specialty retail is probably going to be down 23 versus 22. They don't have to be. It's about utilising your traffic. 55% of sales of the 10-day period occur in the last 4 days, and that's despite there only being 49% of the traffic. So we've got a significant gap of underutilised traffic in the lead up to the event itself, and that's a key source, right? Traffic is the driver of sales. If you're not using the traffic, then we have some issues. So aligning yourself to knowing the when And the where, point three, the where of the traffic, maximizing your capacity and offers to the precincts that are delivering the traffic at those points in time. Traffic is different this year than last year, and certainly before pre-pandemic. We've spoken about this quite a lot over the last 6 or 7 weeks. It is very, very different, and spend levels are recovering. So it's not all doom and gloom. Yep, traffic has changed. Yep, it doesn't look great. But if you know the whens and the wheres, you can move your resources and your transactive capacity to do it. And now is a fantastic time to do it, because if average unit prices are getting there, then again, get the most out of your targeted activations and campaigns aligned to those traffic spikes. Do what you need to do whilst the average unit prices are high. Now, if there's anything that Kepler can do, as usual, please do reach out. The numbers for our global offices are across your screen right now, or please reach out via email or head to our website, hit the contact button. We are more than happy to assist with your traffic and sales insight needs.